The sun hung low over Bambally, a village in Senegal where the earth cracked like old pottery and the air hummed with the buzz of cicadas. Sarjo Manneh, at 8 years old, had never seen a proper football. His world was one of dust and determination, where boys fashioned balls from plastic bags stuffed with rags, their laughter echoing across sun-baked fields. Sarjo's father, a millet farmer with hands as rough as tree bark, warned him daily, "Dreams don't fill bellies." But Sarjo's mother, Aminata, would whisper secrets to him under the stars. "Run, Jambar," she'd say, using the Wolof word for warrior. "Run like the wind owes you a debt." By 14, Sarjo's talent outpaced the village. His feet were lightning, his vision sharper than the elders. When scouts from Dakar's AS Generation Foot Academy came to a regional tournament, they left with his name scribbled on a napkin. Bambally celebrated with drums and sweet bissap juice. But Sarjo felt the weight of his mother's last words. "Don't just play for yourself. Play for us." Years later, in the neon-lit stadiums of Europe, Sarjo's goals made headlines. He danced past defenders, his jersey, emblazoned with "Mana 10, fluttering like a flag. Yet, fame tasted bittersweet. After matches, he'd lie awake in five-star hotels, haunted by memories of Bambally's children kicking pebbles in the dirt. "What good is a goal if it doesn't feed a village?" he asked his manager, Idrissa, a shrewd Dakar native who'd shaped his career. Idrissa shrugged. "Goals pay bills. Bills build houses." But Sarjo's restlessness grew. One night, after scoring a hat-trick in Marseille, Sarjo stumbled upon a documentary about Burkina Faso. Images flickered across his screen. Parched farmlands, boys in tattered shirts playing football with a deflated ball, and a young president, Ibrahim Traoré, addressing a crowd in Ouagadougou. Traoré's voice, steady as a drumbeat, cut through the noise. "We are not poor in spirit. We are rich in resolve." Sarjo sat up. Here was a leader who spoke not of aid or pity, but of dignity. That night, he wrote a letter. In Ouagadougou, President Ibrahim Traoré's office was a fortress of paperwork and tension. The air conditioning wheezed against the heat, and maps of the Sahel region lay strewn across his desk, dotted with red pins marking jihadist incursions. Traoré, a former military captain who'd risen to power amid chaos, rarely slept. His days were a blur of meetings with generals, farmers, and foreign diplomats who eyed Burkina Faso's gold mines like vultures. When his aide, Aicha, placed Sarjo's letter on his desk, Traoré almost dismissed it. "Another celebrity seeking photo ops," he muttered, but the handwritten pages, creased and smudged, disarmed him. Sarjo's Wolof-inflected French spilled across the paper. "Monsieur le Président, I write to you as a son of Africa. In Bambally, we measure wealth by shared meals, not bank accounts. My mother taught me that a single grain of rice can feed a family if crushed into broth. Your words reminded me of her. You fight for Burkina Faso as she fought for me." Traoré read it twice. He thought of his own childhood in Bobo Dioulasso, where his teacher father traded textbooks for sacks of rice during droughts. That night, under the hum of a lone desk lamp, he wrote back. "Cher Sarjo, your letter found me in a storm. Yesterday, we buried 12 soldiers. Today, mothers begged me for bread. Leadership is a lonely race, but your words are a second wind." He spoke of Burkina Faso's silent heroes, nurses delivering babies by phone light, teachers scribbling lessons on chalkboards split by bullet cracks. "You ask what connects us? It is the fire that burns when the world says, 'Extinguish.'" Aicha, ever pragmatic, warned against vulnerability. "The press will twist this," she said. Traoré smiled faintly. "Let them. Truth is a weapon." The letters became a ritual. Sarjo wrote of racist chants in European stadiums. They scream, "Return to your desert." but my desert-birthed empires. Traoré confessed the weight of compromise. I negotiate with men who value gold over blood. Some days, I feel the soil of my father's grave clinging to my boots. Sarjo's replies were laced with parables. In Bambally, when a hyena steals a goat, we don't curse the night. We build taller fences and sing louder. The hyena hates song. Traoré, in turn, shared folktales of Sundiata Keita, the Lion King of Mali. Sundiata walked with a limp, yet he united kingdoms. Imperfections make legends. When a Burkina journalist leaked excerpts, the Sahel buzzed. In Senegal's taxi Bruce vans, drivers blared radio debates. Sarjo Manneh, traitor or patriot? In Ouagadougou's markets, vendors hawked T-shirts with Traoré's face and Sarjo's number. 10 plus president equals hope. Idrissa panicked. You're a footballer, not a politician. Sarjo, sipping Café Touba in a Dakar cafe, shook his head. I'm a man with a pen. Since when is that a crime? The letters pivoted to action. Sarjo sold his Ferrari, funneling funds into Boots pour l'Afrique, Goals for Africa, a project building pitches in Burkina Faso's refugee camps. Traoré, defying skeptics, launched Les Lions du Faso, a youth league pairing football drills with literacy classes. Let them learn to dribble and debate, he declared. In Djibo, a town besieged by militants, Sarjo visited a new pitch. Boys with sunken eyes kicked a ball under armed guard. One whispered, "My brother died here last month." Sarjo knelt, dust coating his knees. Then we'll play for him. Every goal, a prayer. Back in Ouagadougou, Traoré faced a cabinet revolt. These projects are naive, hissed a minister. Traoré slammed Sarjo's latest letter on the table. A striker knows. You miss every shot you don't take. The room fell silent. Their first meeting came at a dusty field in Ouagadougou. Traoré, in a faded polo shirt, kicked off a match with Sarjo. Children swarmed them, their joy a counterpoint to the armed trucks idling nearby. Afterward, over grilled brochettes and warm flag beers, Sarjo asked, "Do you ever regret leading?" Traoré gazed at the horizon. Every day. But regret is a luxury for the free. As stars pierce the sky, Sarjo spoke of Bambally's drought. Traoré nodded. Send your engineers. We'll dig wells together. Months later, Sarjo stood beside a new well in Bambally, Traoré's name etched into its concrete. Villagers sang Teranga, Senegal's anthem of hospitality. Sarjo's mother, now gray but still fiery, pressed a grignot bracelet into his palm. For your president, friend, it wards off evil. In Ouagadougou, Traoré wore the bracelet during a tense UN address. Africa's wealth isn't beneath her soil, he thundered. It's in her children's feet. Feet that dance, flee, and fight. But mostly, feet that stand. The letters slowed, but never stopped. Sarjo wrote after retiring. I miss the roar, but not the cage. Now I coach girls in Bambally. Their dreams are my trophies. Traoré, surviving a coup attempt, replied, They shot at my car but missed. Seems your mother's bracelet works. On Traoré's 50th birthday, Sarjo sent a Bambally boy to Ouagadougou with a ball signed, For the president who plays midfield, connecting defenders to strikers. Years later, an old radio in Bambally crackled with news of Traoré's death. Heart failure, the announcer said. Sarjo, now gray himself, walked to the well. He placed a match-worn jersey, Maneten, at its base. Rest, Jambar, he whispered. That night, Bambally's children played under solar lights, funded by Burkina donors. Their laughter, bright and unbroken, rose into the endless African sky.